Mitch Tram here. If you own certain Lose rods, some of the Castaway rods, Bass Pro house rods, Cabela's house rods, you may have a Winn grip. And if you picked one of the rods up in the store that has one, you've probably thought, man, that really feels good. And you're not wrong. But I want to show you something. I've been fishing Winn grips for about 4, maybe 5 years at this point, and I've had 3 rods with these grips on them. 2 are deteriorating right now, and 1 got bad enough that I regripped it in Cork. So this isn't really a first impression video. This is what's happened after real use on the water, and I fish a lot, so it's a lot of use. And if you're thinking about buying a rod because the grip feels great in the store, I just want to show you what I've experienced with these grips over time. So let me just tell you a little bit about what a Winn grip actually is. They're not just a standard EVA grip, and they're not cork. They have this tacky polymer material over EVA, and that material is what gives them that soft feel. Winn is also known for golf club grips, and I play golf, right? Here's a Winn grip on a golf club. I like these grips. That's actually where I first used them. I play golf, and I really like the feel of those grips on clubs. So when I saw them showing up on fishing rods, I wanted to try them. I actually had these rods custom built, or I actually custom built them. And I do want to be fair before I get into the challenges or problems I've seen with them. When these grips are new, they feel amazing. They feel great. They have this soft, tacky feel that plain EVA just doesn't have. The grip, it fits well in your hand. It feels tacky, even when your hands are sweaty, even when they're wet. It feels comfortable on a long day of fishing. So if you pick a rod up with a fresh Winn grip on it, there's a good chance it's going to feel better to you than a lot of the other rods on the shelf. And that's not marketing hype. That is real. The issue is what happens after a few years of real use. Like I said, I've had 3 rods with Winn grips on them. 2 of them are still deteriorating, and 1 got so bad that I replaced the grip with cork. These rods are somewhere between 4 and 5 years old. Now, I do fish hard. I've said that before. I fish at least once a week most of the time. And a lot of weeks I fish more than that, 3, 4 times a week. I'm in Texas. It gets hot. It's humid here. You're sweating on the water. We have a lot of flying insects like mosquitoes and flies. So you may be putting sunscreen and bug spray on. Your hands get dirty, you got fish slime, all of that stuff. So I can't tell you specifically what causes this. My guess is it's a combination of all of that. So here's what happens. That outer material, the part that makes the grip feel good, it just really starts to deteriorate. It doesn't just get dirty, it starts to roll up, it starts to flake, it starts to peel. And when you fish with it, those pieces come off in your hand, they pill up, it's like little rubber crumbs. And once that starts happening, that grip, it just doesn't feel premium anymore. It feels worn out. So this rod, it got bad enough that I just went ahead and regripped it with cork. And essentially what happened is it started peeling like this. All of this stuff started coming off. It started to get kind of sticky and gooey. So I peeled off everything I could. And then I wiped it down with alcohol and acetone to get all that sticky, gooey stuff off of it. And I was left with kind of an EVA grip, but foam underneath. It didn't feel quite the same as normal EVA to me. Maybe it just wasn't as smooth or processed or whatever it may be. It felt kind of harder to me. I just didn't like it, right? And that's kind of the point. Once that outer Winn layer starts to break down, you're not just dealing with a grip that looks bad. You're dealing with a grip that doesn't even feel good to fish with anymore, or at least for me, it didn't. And that was enough for me to replace it. So these are the 2 that are deteriorating. This one's peeling up a little bit right here. You can see most everything on it is completely just, come off. The front of this one isn't quite as bad as the back of it, but it's also, all deteriorating. The front is peeling up on this piece right here. And this is actually kind of the frustrating stage because it hasn't just all failed at once. It's kind of failed over time and it slowly just gets worse and worse. So they may last longer in cooler parts of the country or for somebody who doesn't fish as often. But in my case, they started showing wear probably a year, year and a half in, and then it just progressively got worse and worse until, it's really time to replace these two remaining ones. I should have known that because I play golf and that lines up pretty well with what I already knew with Winn grips from golf. You expect that you're going to have to re-grip every year or two as those grips wear out. But, thinking about fishing rods are different than golf clubs. With golf clubs, re-gripping is just normal. Everybody knows grips wear out on golf clubs. You have to have them re-gripped. Either you're going to do it yourself, you're going to take it to a shop and have them done. With fishing rods, most anglers are not thinking that way. We're not thinking, hey, I'm going to need to re-grip this rod. So once it starts breaking down, you've got quite a few options on what you can do. You might just live with it. In my case, I peeled off that outer material on the one. It felt kind of sticky underneath. I used some alcohol and acetone to remove that stickiness, but I just didn't like the feel of the EVA underneath it. It felt harder. It just didn't feel right to me. Probably the easiest option, though, if you want to repair it, is Winn sells grip wrap tape. It's kind of like that tape you'd wrap a baseball bat in, or if you remember 10-speed bikes, how you had that tape you wrapped around the handlebars. It's similar to that, and you can wrap that over the existing handle, and it has the same feel, they say, as the Winn grip. And that's probably the cleanest repair option if you like that Winn grip feel and you don't want to fully re-grip the rod and you don't want to live with it. I haven't tried it myself, so I can't tell you how it really feels, how long it lasts, or how well it sticks. Of course, you have the option to re-grip the rod yourself or have a rod builder re-gripped it in a different type of material, a foam EVA or a cork grip, or even another Winn grip if you wanted to. And the last thing you could do is you could put heat shrink over the top of it and shrink it down. You see a lot of people doing that with Winn grips. So you've got some options. So kind of the trade-off, I think, is Winn grips feel better than cork or EVA when they're new. At least for me, they did. They felt fantastic. They feel soft. They feel tacky. They feel very comfortable. But I just don't trust them long-term on rods that I fish hard. If you fish a few times a year, you may never have this problem, or it may take a long time to show up. If you fish in cooler weather, keep your rods indoors, and you're gentle on your gear, they may hold up better than mine. Honestly, don't know. This is my experience I'm speaking of. So kind of my final thoughts on this, I guess, are Winn grips, they are not junk. Don't get me wrong. They feel great when they're new. They feel great for a pretty long time. But you have that trade-off that most people don't find out about until it's already happened to their rod, right? You get comfort and tackiness up front, but you may give up some long-term durability for that. So if you've got Winn grips on your rods, I'm curious what your experience has been, especially if you're fishing in different conditions than I am. Maybe yours has held up better. Maybe yours did the same thing. Maybe you fish them every week and haven't had a problem at all. Drop a comment because I think this is one of those things where real angler experience matters. And I'm honestly curious. I read every comment and I respond. All right, that's all for this one. We'll see you on the next one.